Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about the cars and trucks and motorcycles and dogs and birds and all that good stuff. Good Monday morning. Thanks for tuning into my channel this morning. If you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, appreciate you checking out my content. And yeah, anybody set up on my channel, I cleaned up my beard my own. My daughter laughed at me and said I did a lousy job, but oh well, it'll grow back, right? Are you shocked to see the different look on the beard? I don't think so, but to see the change of fleet, if you look at my videos and you're staying in tune with my channel, I'm in shock that my dog just pooped in the middle of my driveway where I can walk right into this stuff, and I just about did. Yeah, so if you stay tuned into my channel, are you shocked at the change of scenery? And if you really do stay in tune, you can honestly say that if you really go back a year ago, you'd be like, yeah, the guy had a whole different fleet of vehicles. I mean, I'm not embellishing here. Come on, Ginger. Yeah, you're in shock of all the bird poop. The birds are just driving me nuts. And people are weighing in all these different ideas on how to get rid of the birds. Come on, let's go. Whoa, get in. No, it's the same story. Get in. Come on, Ginger. Don't you play along. Let's go. I've been driving the Jeep Grand Wagoneer here a lot lately. That is such a nice vehicle. That is really a nice package. I'm just loving that vehicle, and hope I get to drive it some more today. We'll see what happens. Mom, wow, it's already Monday. Are you in shock that the weekend's already passed us? Is the F-150 Lightning charged up? It has. Been driving this truck a lot lately just because I like to. How about that idea, right? Are you shocked? I'm driving an electric vehicle. Listen to all the birds. Yeah, hear all the little baby birds. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. Oh my goodness, yeah, so weird. I thought that Sunday was going to be a kind of a nice day in the morning, and I went out of my way to clean up the Charger and the Challenger, and sure enough, nothing. It was heavy rains yesterday. I mean, we had heavy rains. So, all right, let's get over here and get the routine going, get in the office, and let's have our shocked. Yeah, you're hearing the word shock? Yeah, that's the conversation. Are you in shock? I mean, anybody here that's living in today's world, I'd have to honestly say you're probably in shock half the time you read the news or watch the news. I don't know if I need the heat on this morning. It's not really cold, warm, and it's supposed to rain today as well. So let's get the seat put in position, get the camera here, and get the morning conversation going on my channel, and see if we can talk about any sense, right? Oh my gosh. Anybody have the Monday morning thing? Anybody out there, if you just have way too much fun on the weekends, by the time Monday rolls around, you need another day off? I mean, so many years ago, it was so true. We used to boat so much. I mean, the boating season time of year, just being out all weekend long boating, and just that sun just kicking your tail. I mean, I'm not lying. You go back to the late 80s. I always really say, well, through the 80s, and more so late 80s, early 90s, man, we used to just go boating so much. And, I mean, we just lived down at the marina because my dad had a big 34-foot cruiser boat, and we rented a slip. We actually owned a slip down there in Occoquan, Virginia. And I had a little speedboat. And so we go down there, and we would just live on the boat the whole weekend and go bar hopping at the marinas. I mean, I can remember going to D.C. on a Saturday night, and I'm not making this up. I went to D.C., and it's like a 30-minute, 40-minute boat ride. And my friend Ivan and I went down to Georgetown, and we pulled the boat up, and this is probably like 7 o'clock, I would say, in the middle of summer. And then we went bar hopping, and we didn't come back down to the boat until like midnight, I would say, maybe. And just, yeah, having way too much fun. Yeah. Then I drove the boat back. And I'm on this little dinky boat. It doesn't have any spotlight or anything. And I just drove the boat back because I just kind of knew the waterways. And we had a full moon. What about full moon? I don't know. I'm not so sure. Well, it has all the markers and everything. But yeah, so I'm coming back in like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning in my little dinky boat there. This is like 19, probably, I'd say 88 would be my guess. That the year that 87. I'm just trying to go back in memory. And who can remember all this stuff? I'm trying to get my computer going. Anyways, the whole point of that is, who isn't shocked, Monday morning when you wake up and you're like, man, it's Monday morning. I got to go back to work and do my routine. And your whole body and your whole energy level is like, man, I just wore myself out over the weekend. So anyways, the shock. Is anybody in shock? I mean, anymore, it's the, what I was really thinking about this morning's conversation was more so about the batteries, about the electric revolution. And I just got to think to myself, it's the battery revolution. It's like never seen ever, beyond believable. I mean, it is literally the battery revolution that we're witnessing, never seen. Of batteries being built for all the different uses of the transportation industry that's happening in front of us. But I thought to myself, shocked, electricity. If you work on electricity, the odds are you probably have been shocked. Yeah, sadly, some people are shocked to death. That happens. And so anyways, I just have to think to myself this morning, boy, if that isn't the right word for where we are today, and just the constant media attention of this battery revolution and the governing bodies and all the movement, the automotive manufacturers, everything is about the batteries. Even the point is reading about the goal of getting these airplanes, getting airplanes to be battery-powered airplanes, which is nothing that's going to happen anytime soon per se of a passenger capability. I mean, we all know drones are battery-operated planes. But when it comes to loads of much stuff in the plane, that starts to change the dynamics of its capability, and the list goes on and on and on. But that's apparently over in Switzerland, there's a company called Northstar that's a major, I think it's called Northstar, I think so. It's the name of it, and they're a major battery manufacturer worldwide, and they've got like $55 billion contract right now just in the automotive industry of building the batteries to enable these manufacturers to have battery packs to put in their cars. And I just once again, I'm just thinking to myself this morning, I mean, here's something that really kind of, I think, shocked me, that kind of thought that word shock over the batteries conversation this morning was in 2022, the top 10 worldwide selling vehicles. Number 1 is Toyota Corolla. Number 2 is Toyota RAV4. Number 3 is the Ford F-Series. Number 4, this is what shocked me, is the Tesla Y. Yes, so in numbers wise, the Toyota Corolla is like 1.2 million roughly. I think that the Toyota RAV4 is under a million. And then you go to the Ford F-Series is like 590,000 units. Then the Tesla Y is like 540,000 units. So Tesla Y was just basically like 50,000 units short of being as popular worldwide as the Ford F-150 truck. That was a shock to me. I'm like, wow. But this is what's even more shocking. Of the top 10 biggest selling vehicles worldwide, I'm talking worldwide, not domestic. I'm talking the whole world. Most of the manufacturers were down in their sales. And we all know why, because of the production challenges. But so it's like, 18%, 2%, 3% down. Just the numbers are kind of nothing radical, but they're all down. The Tesla Y model was up 88.4%. So In 2022, Tesla's Model Y grew by 88%. Wow. I definitely need some coffee. My energy level this morning is like, puh. I need the shock treatment. Yeah. So, wow. Is that a shock statement? And then the Model 3 isn't in the top 10, but the Model 3 is like at 400,000 units. So for Tesla, their two vehicles are borderline 1 million units in 2022. Is that a statement? That's a statement. I mean, sincerely. Should we be shocked? We should be shocked, because that is just reinforcing that the battery revolution is happening. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, it's Monday morning, and the phone calls and the text messaging and everything else that's going on, it just all starts, playing out because it's Monday morning. But anyways, so for me, anybody else starts my channel, I got a channel called Ice Age. And the reason I started the channel called Ice Age is because I truly felt strongly that the Ice Age is going to be just that. It's going to be the no more age. And here's California now saying by 2036, they will no longer allow the sale of big diesel trucks. Once again, new sales. Not you can't buy a diesel truck in California in 2036. You won't be able to buy one brand new in the state of California. Now, California is even to the point they're going after the locomotives. They're now the first state of our country. California is now looking into what they're going to do to the locomotive, the train industry, on the railroad industry, on starting to put guidelines on their emission standards. Wow, I mean, it's just are we all shocked? I mean, are we to the point? I guess you could be shocked so much you become numb. Is anybody here just borderline starting to become numb to all the shocking news that we continue to hear on a regular basis? I mean, is anybody in shock that's been out of the car market for 3-4 years and go to a car dealership and see the amount of money you have to pay to buy a car? Is anybody shocked by that? I mean, I'm sure there's many people out there that really aren't the car people, that just have been sitting on the sidelines for some quite time, and then they go into the hey, there's nothing here, that are that go to the car dealership to buy a car, and they're probably shocked beyond shock, especially a used car. Here's something interesting. I've got different shorts out there and videos in the market. One of my videos is about the Hellcat shows up with Scat Pack to do a little roll, and that didn't really play out the way we wanted to because it was so cold. And I just get lots of hits on that video. And one person, you get, the Dodge is junk and this and that. One person saying that since the EV age is overtaking the Ice Age, that these Hellcats will be worthless. Yeah, this person actually spent a lot of time writing about how the Hellcats will be worthless. They'll have no value. You'll be lucky to get $10,000 for your Dodge Hellcat down the road. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, good luck on that theory. I mean, it is interesting. I mean, hey, I get it. Hey, I can only hope and pray that, the $1 million home that's up the street only is going to be $100,000 one day, right? I mean, we all have these views of what's going on, but here's the thing. Talking about that and shock. I mean, the YouTubers out there that I talk about all the time that have the theme of the channel of gloom and doom, it's crazy. I mean, there are so many YouTubers populating now more than ever where the car dealerships are done. The car industry is in a shambles, the bankruptcies, the repossessions. And now the latest ones I saw yesterday was that the Harley Davidson people, you better be worried because they're going to come repo your Harley. That apparently
Harley Davidson is seeing incredible defaults on motorcycle loans, and the people are having to give up their Harleys. I mean, it's so interesting. Is anybody out there? Can anybody out there relate with any stories? I mean, I really think. I mean, there's no doubt. I live in a bubble. I mean, I won't deny that. I live in the Washington D.C. government-based area where are the dire straits ever going to happen in this area here? It won't. It never will happen because it's the government-based businesses. The taxpayers are always paying the government to stay in business. So, I mean, so I can't see it. But in other parts of the country, is anybody, seeing or hearing story upon story of people's cars being repossessed, of motorcycles being repossessed, of houses being taken back by the banks? I mean, is anybody seeing this? Boat repossessions, RV repossessions, nobody can find work. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But these YouTubers, I talk about all the time, they want to shock you. So the way that they present their video, it's the big, bold letters, it's over, it's coming, blah, blah, blah. It's the shock video that you turn on, and trust me, I've been fooled to click on some of these, and it is so mundane. It turns into nothing that you think it's going to be about, and it's just a lot of yabba dabba jabber. But then it's just kind of like, yeah, but what's really going on? It's just like I was telling you last week. There's this young kid out in California, Van Nuys, California, driving around to car dealerships and showing people that there's all this inventory off-site at these car dealerships, and that you should be in shock that the industry is fooling you because they're charging too much for a car, but they actually have tons of cars. Then I was telling you last week, it's like a car sells 500 cars a month. They need to have like 500 cars of inventory sitting around to sell 500 cars in a month. Oh my gosh. So it's all shocking, right? And now the next thing too is I hear people comment all the time is your electric vehicle you have, it's going to shock your electrical system. It's going to burn down your shop. Trust me, I think about that. I don't disagree. This new technology is so new. It really is. I mean that's what's so interesting is does it just seem like since we've had the change of powers, since it just seem like it's just incredibly shocking how things are changing so quickly? I mean, it just seems like everything around us is now you're just always in shock and awe to see what's going on. I mean, it seems like more than ever. And it's like the shock part is the change. It just seems like the change is happening so quickly. And the movement is just in like rapid fire. And we watched the NHRA, the 4 wide in Charlotte. So I guess Las Vegas and Charlotte are the only two NHRA drag strips of 4 wide. And John Force's team took honors in the Top Fuel. And Tony Stewart in, I guess, it's a Top Alcohol dragster, I guess. He finished second, so he was eliminated. Leah Pruitt was eliminated. Brittany Force was eliminated. John Force eliminated. Matt Hagan, he was eliminated. A lot of people were eliminated. A lot of guys that hadn't won a long time actually took honors in yesterday's race. And they lucked out because they didn't get rained out. Had a 2-hour rain delay. Something's pretty cool about that 4 wide is you talk about shock. Think about being at that stadium. So when I went to the Tennessee Bristol race, and they had just had 2 Top Fuel dragsters going down the strip, and it's just the earth rumbles and shakes underneath of you. Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine 4, Top Fuel dragsters? Oh my gosh. But incredible. That Charlotte stadium was like empty. So the following of that NHRA of the dragsters of, the hot rodders in Charlotte, North Carolina, I guess those people down there just don't get into that stuff. I guess it's possible the rains came in too. that chased a lot of people off. I don't know. I only saw the final round there yesterday evening on FS1. So, but I was kind of shocked to see how the stadium was like empty. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you get the chance to go to the. I mean, in all reality, even for me, thinking it through, not really being focused on the NHRA, but shoot, I should have tried to go into that for the Sunday 4 wide. That'd be pretty badass. I think next year I'll probably do that. I don't even know why, but I didn't even know. I'm just not into that stuff. It's all about the time and everything else. So yeah, so for us individuals, I was talking yesterday morning about the Demon 170 with Tim Knuskis going on Jay Leno's show and talking about the car and everything. And it's just really incredible that you see this guy that's such the motorhead, the key guy to bringing the Hellcat in 2014 and being part of the Mopar performance brand. It just, to me, it's just so shocking to see that he's now the Banshee guy. You know, he's now the electric vehicle guy. And even for me, I don't know, how do you use an individual that has been such a, the key guy, the face of a brand that is all about the ice and all about just the good old boys, and you're totally now going to be running up the division of electric vehicles. And yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you will be in shock when you get one of these vehicles. If you get an electric vehicle and you drive the Plaid, you will borderline be in shock in that vehicle's speed, quickness. And even the point that there's a whole article, my Ford F-150 Lightning, if I was to take that to an 8th-mile track, I can't run that truck unless I outfit it with I have to wear a helmet. I guess I have to wear a body suit. Do I have to put a parachute on it? I don't know. But there's a whole article on Motor Trend magazine where one of the journalists went to, I guess in California, he went to a drag strip, 8th-mile drag strip with the truck. I don't think he actually intended initially to take that truck and do that, but I guess some people talked him into it. So he takes the truck and he runs the 8th mile. The vehicle's too fast. In fact, he did a run, and when he brought the truck back down the line, the people that had the track, they're like, "Look, you can't run again." And he's like, "Why?" It's like, because this truck is now beyond the guidelines of what's acceptable if you drive that vehicle the way you're dressed and the way it's outfitted. So technically, he had to slow that truck down in order to run it another time. So apparently the Lightning truck is too fast. So here's the point, is when you drive these electric vehicles, you are borderline in shock on just that wicked inertia and, push you back in the seat, jet-like feel. And that's kind of the irony to who we are as the motorheads and the ice heads, is more than ever the industry is bringing the high-performance ICE vehicles to an end in so many ways, but the level of the power of what you can get out of these ICE vehicles is never been accomplished on production levels. But yet, at the same time, like Tim Knuskis, you're talking about transforming into an electric vehicle that will beat the ICE age vehicle. And if you're just a person that's all about that, you're the fastest. I mean, isn't it all about who's the fastest? Isn't it always, isn't that been the chase of the muscle car era? You go back to the 60s when it really started with Plymouth and Dodge and altering the way their platform was built. Because back in the day of NHRA rules and NASCAR rules, the manufacturer had to build like 100 minimum factory cars that were exactly like the car you brought to the track. And so Plymouth and Dodge, for track capability, they started getting very creative on the wheelbase of the cars. They tried to shift the weight of the vehicle. It's like the super stock vehicle of Dodge and the Demon 170 and the previous Demon, these suspensions on these vehicles are all set up so in that launch in those vehicles, the inertia and the dynamics and the physics of that vehicle keep that vehicle planted to keep it rolling down the road without busting loose. And there's, there's a true art on how you finesse these vehicles to launch. And so the whole point is that Dodge and Plymouth back in the early 60s, when they really started the dragster following and the muscle car following, they were in-house engineers and corporate guys that were muscle heads, drag guys back in Michigan, Centerline, Michigan. That's where Centerline wheels came from, Centerline, Michigan. And so they had key employees that were into drag racing. And they helped finesse building the so-called production car that met the NHRA guidelines to a degree. Actually, at the last second, apparently the NHRA just kind of, at the last moment, would change the rules of the racing. And so at the last minute, for all of Plymouth and Dodge's tactics and tricks to get a better performing dragster car that would be a legitimate car to sell to the public, on how they modified the dimensions on the car and shifted the axles and the weight of the engine, all this other stuff. At the last minute, the NHRA disqualified them. Yeah, that's supposedly the story. But the true muscle error came from that type of, the in-house building of these drag cars from just motorheads that worked for the Chrysler Corporation at that time. So the whole point is, it was all about being faster. It's always about being faster. Yet, the resistance of the EV age to replace the ICE age, even though the EV age will be faster than the ICE age, certain levels and certain platforms of racing, people don't want it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just so befuddling in so many ways that let's just say that you didn't have a clue what's going on with the next Dodge Charger, Banshee, car. All you've heard is it's going to be the fastest built production Hellcat, or I should say SRT brand from Dodge ever, and that's all you were told. So you don't know anything else. You have no clue with electric vehicle age, and you're just fixated on the Dodge is going to bring a new design, refreshed, or just a whole new platform performance vehicle to its customers, and you're told that next year the reveal and all this other stuff, and you're being told this thing's going to beat the Dodge Demon 170, and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, it would be the chitter chatter on forums like you can't believe, and it would be the people calling the dealership, how do they get their name to have one? And then right when the whole shebang comes to be, everybody's at the great reveal, and the vehicle shows up, and everybody's shocked because it's an electric vehicle. And it wasn't the 426 Elephant motor. It wasn't something bigger and badder. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, everybody was shocked when they did the Dodge Banshee, but we already knew way ahead of time that's where Dodge is going. They're going to go to electric vehicle. But the whole point is, everybody's so excited about getting a faster, badder-ass vehicle, but once they hear it's an electric vehicle, they're all in shock, and they're all like, yeah, I'm not saying everybody, but the hardcore ICE people, the hardcore Mopar people, they want nothing to do with that electric vehicle. So for the shock and awe that Tim Knuskis was hoping to present to the general crowd and to the following of his Mopar Hellcat enthusiasts, I guess he's in so many ways shocked that so many are really kicking him to the curb. And once again, for me, how does Tim Knuskis really, stand there and look at you? And in so many ways, some would look at him being a traitor for just supporting the changeover of the electrified, vehicle over the ICE vehicle. I mean, wow. Yeah, so, and does Jay Leno get a Demon 170? Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody knows that answer, right? Why didn't I get one, right? Just too much money. Yeah, I was shocked. Was I shocked when my dealer told me I could have one? Yeah. Was I even more shocked when he told me I was to pay for it? Yeah. Was I shocked to see instantly people would pay 100 grand, 200 grand over? And as I said yesterday in my morning video, anybody wants a Dodge D170, if you're willing to pay 200 grand over the price of it, I think I can get you one if you want one. I mean, but wow. When does the shock stop? I mean, anybody here, does it just seem like more than ever we're living in just total shock on a weekly basis where it just isn't only the car industry, it's just everything else going on around us. So here's what's shocking. So think about this, and I'll kind of wrap it up with this and move on for the morning. But so we know that Joe Biden is going to run for re-election, but now there's some people out there that are saying, I don't know about that. So if you kind of watch what's going on, does anybody know the name Michelle Obama? Yeah, would anybody be shocked to find out she's going to run for presidency? Yeah, I mean, does that play out? Yeah. Would you be shocked? I mean, for Joe Biden, is he just buffering the shock moment where eventually he raises his hand and he says, you know what, I'm going to step aside and blah, blah, blah. Wow. Yeah. Michelle Obama. She's getting a lot of spotlight lately. If anybody's kind of following that, she's kind of back in the picture a lot more than ever recently. So would anybody be shocked to hear that story? Yeah. Wow. The shocking times among us. If anybody here really is living in today's world and seeing what's happening around us, isn't it just shocking? I mean, beyond believable. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. And what are we doing today besides working and all the other good things that go along with your attributes to have to take care of responsibilities and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Good Lord. Jeez. And for me this morning, I'm like still getting going, still waking up. Yeah, I still haven't kind of woken up all the way. I'm getting there, though. Get a little more coffee in me. So anyways, hey, everybody, thanks so much for watching my channel. Appreciate the support. And I hope everybody has a really nice day. And stay safe, stay tuned, and God bless.